Welcome to the Holistic Entrepreneur with holistic nurse practitioner, success coach, and best-selling author, Bonnie Groessl. Bonnie and her expert guests share tips, tools, and strategies to achieve success on your holistic entrepreneur journey. Each show features answers to common entrepreneur challenges, along with a healthy dose of support and motivation. Now, please welcome the host of the Holistic Entrepreneur, Bonnie Groessl.
Welcome, everyone. This is Bonnie Groessl, your host here at the Holistic Entrepreneur. Now, today is our group angel reading for the month and also our mindset reminder. And I want to make sure that you check out the show page before you leave because there's always free stuff for you there and ways to connect with me as well. And I want to also remind everyone that the information presented here is educational, inspirational, and I hope motivational in nature, but I always want you to just take what fits for you and simply let go of the rest. This does not intend or imply to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. I always want to preface every show, especially when we do an angel reading, with that little reminder for all of us. So the mindset reminder for this month is gratitude. And this has been coming up for me a lot lately and in all different kinds of ways. But you know what? Nothing else can come to us unless we're grateful for what we have. You've probably heard that saying before, but it's so true. When you feel like there's enough of everything, knowing that, time is not really linear. It's not really Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It's like everything happening all at once. So whatever it is that you want, whatever kind of abundance that you're seeking, whether it's relationships or health or financial or whatever, is right there. And so be grateful. Be grateful for what you've got and be grateful for what is there that you can't see yet. That's maybe not in your physical awareness. So many things to be grateful for. Oh my goodness. And I have the blessing, I guess, of being on that other side. After we had the accident 10 years ago now, there was a time I couldn't breathe on my own. I was on a ventilator. I couldn't walk. I couldn't feed myself. All those simple things that we take for granted. There are people who cannot breathe on their own. There are people who cannot walk or move their bodies. I mean, every time I am out for a jog or a walk outside, I am so grateful for being able to just move my body. It's amazing. So if you have food to eat today, if you have money to pay your bills or at least some of your bills, if you have your life, if you're breathing, if you're awake, if you're alive, you have something to be grateful for. We always want, many times we all want more, and that will happen, but it can only happen if you're grateful for where you are right now. Whether it's a new job or career or money or relationship or health or whatever it is, it's all right there. It's all right next to us. And so be grateful for what is and for what is there that you can't even see yet. And then more will come. More will come into your physical awareness because it's right there. It's right there. So that's your reminder for this month, is to be grateful for what you've got. Now, if you're an entrepreneur in business, sometimes it's feast or famine, right? And in those times of famine, those times of difficulty, those times of stress, whether it's an entrepreneurial journey or your health or whatever, is when we find it the hardest to be grateful for what we've got, right? But yet, that's the most important time to be grateful for what you have. So that's your reminder for the month. And I hope that sort of carries with you for the rest of this month, which is March of 2020. So now let's get to our angel reading. And again, I've never looked at these cards before we do the reading together. And I will put an image, a JPEG, a link so that you can download it or look at it, make it bigger, whatever, because I don't know how well you can see the cards when we do the video. And I started doing videos with these angel readings just a month ago. So this is only the second time. So I have to ask for some leeway here as well, because I'm not sure how this will turn out. But the cards that spoke to me today are from the decks of Daily Guidance from the Angels, Archangel Michael, and healing with the angels. And there was one jumping card that came out from the St. Michael deck, so we'll get an extra one in there. Otherwise, there's 2 cards from the other decks. So as we go into our angel reading for today, know that all the people that I'm aware of that are struggling with something, or have issues that they're dealing with, whether it be health, relationship, finances, whatever, I put those intentions into the reading. And in terms of a message for those people. And then there's this whole other group of people that I don't know about. And so I add that intention as well for all of the needs that are out there, for all of the wants, the wishes, the help. And again, as I say pretty much every time I do these aren't like psychic things. These are reminders of what you already know. You already know these things at some level, but this is just a reminder for you. So that's what the angel readings are all about. And we will begin with the daily guidance of the angels. So here's the first card. Oh, I love this card. Have confidence. And I'm not sure how well you can see that. And again, I'll put an image and link to the image below in the description. Have confidence. You know what this card says to me is that so often we're our own worst critics, right? We don't know how good we are. We don't have the confidence. And this is a reminder to have that confidence, whether it's standing up for yourself, charging what you're worth, speaking your mind, whatever it is. Have confidence because you are special. You are unique. There's no one in the whole world like you, exactly like you, who does what you do in the way you do it. So, and there's a paragraph of words on this card, which I'm not going to read because I typically don't. I just get this sense from the image, from holding the card, what the angels are guiding me to share with you today. And so this is a reminder to have confidence that you are good enough. You are fantastic, actually, is what they're saying. You are great. And never forget that. Never forget that. And sometimes things happen in our lives that, make us doubt ourselves, and then our confidence isn't maybe so great, or maybe it's something somebody said or something that happened or whatever the case may be. Whenever that happens, just go back to this reminder to have confidence because you are amazing. Now, the second card that comes to us is to notice the signs. Don't know how well you can see that, but when I think of noticing the signs, my husband teases me about this all the time. He says, "Oh, you probably think that's a sign, Bonnie," because I say this all the time. But that's a wonderful reminder because there's so many things around us. I did an angel reading for a friend of mine probably 3 years ago, and I never realized until just recently when I saw her again how much she still uses that angel reading, because she was talking about the fives. Must have been something in her reading, but it was noticing the signs. And it was, I think she, maybe she listens to the angel reading that I did for her so long ago, just as a reminder for some of those messages. So this is a reminder for you to notice the signs. Maybe it's just a stranger or somebody you don't know smiling at you. Maybe it's a penny you found on the ground. Maybe it's a butterfly or a bird or a feather or whatever. There are signs everywhere. Sometimes things come in threes. I always think when things come in threes, okay, I better pay attention to this. So that's just kind of the way I think about it. But noticing the signs is so important because it reminds us, this is really what they want me to share with you. It reminds us that we are never alone, right? If you notice the signs in your life, whatever they are, maybe they're your dreams or whatever, it reminds us that we're not alone. Those signs are there to remind us that we are never alone. And the next card comes from St. Michael. And this is the one that jumped out, actually. It says, spend more time outdoors. Now, I live in Wisconsin, and it's been kind of cold, but it is supposed to warm up. So being outdoors is great. And there's just something about that whole earthing experience. I was recently on vacation in Kauai, and I was able to have my feet in the sand, no sandals. That energy that we get from the earth. Being outdoors, is so healthy for us. And if you can't be outside because it's, the weather is inclement or whatever, or you're not able to leave your house for some reason, imagine what it's like to be outdoors. You probably have experienced it sometime in your life, right? So just imagine what that feels like and then go back to that feeling. So spending more time outdoors is awesome for a lot of reasons. But again, it's that, to me, it's that connection. And as I look at this image on the card, I'll show it to you again. The angel is really sort of connecting, I feel, with the earth and the trees around her, because it's that connection. Again, I think I say this, I know every time I do these readings, but there's always a story that develops. We were just talking about noticing the signs because you're never alone. Well, spending more time and feeling more time outside and feeling that connection, again, is a reminder that you're never alone. There's energy and everything. Even rocks and trees and inanimate objects that you wouldn't think have energy, everything has energy. And then the next card that comes to us, I love this because we were just talking about it. It's pay attention to your dreams. When we were talking about noticing the signs, I said, maybe it'll come to you in a dream. And this is from the St. Michael deck, and this is the sense that I get when I hold this card is to pay attention to your dreams, because, again, you're never alone. And there are messages for you there. There are signs for you there. And there's safety and security in those things. Now, even if you have like a bad dream type of thing, like a negative dream, like frustrating dream, I always call them anxiety-laden dreams. Even if you have those dreams, what your body and your mind is doing is getting rid of any of the negative stuff, getting rid of the energy. It's coming out in those dreams so that you can have a better day in the morning when you wake up. So paying attention to your dreams. And sometimes there's messages in those dreams that we can sort of like, oh yeah, that's symbolic of this. And sometimes it's just to kind of defrag and scan disk your mind, right? Because our bodies need to do that. And sometimes dreams is a way to get that stuff out. Now, another way to look at dreams is it allows you to expand. It allows you to do anything, right? Anything is possible in your dreams. You can, visit other places or whatever. I've had people on my show before who are dream experts and talking about lucid dreams. Lucid dreams are those in which you kind of know you're dreaming. It doesn't seem weird. Maybe you're watching something happen, but you have the sense that you're not dreaming. So maybe it's a lucid dream. Pay attention to those dreams, because that's how we process things. That's how our higher consciousness processes things, because when we go to sleep, remember, our conscious mind falls asleep with us, right? We stop thinking. And our subconscious mind, or unconscious mind, whichever you want to call it, is the part of our minds that keeps our heart beating and our breathing going and all of those other things. That never goes to sleep. That never stops. And that's where dreams come in, is so that those dreams are either processing what happened throughout the day or what you're thinking about just as you fall asleep. That's why gratitude, as we talked about earlier, is a great way to end your day. Being grateful just before you fall asleep so that you give that unconscious, subconscious mind something good to think about as you fall asleep and start dreaming. And the next card that comes to us is to make a commitment. And what this says to me is to kind of what we've been talking about. Make a commitment to have confidence, to notice the signs, to spend more time outdoors, or at least imagine that, and to pay attention to your dreams. This make a commitment card, as I hold it and feel the energy of this card, is sort of a make a commitment to all these things, because it will enhance your life and your well-being and your everything. I mean, your abundance, everything. So making a commitment to some of these reminders, I think, is part of our message today. Now, the last two cards comes from Healing with the Angels. And the first card is friendship. And there is the friendship card. And to me, this card reminds us that friendship, you know, friendship is so many different things. And to me, the sign of a really true friend is a relationship in which maybe you don't see each other for a long time. It might even be years. And when you get together again, it's like you never missed a beat. To me, that's the sign of true friendship. It's not how many people you have at your party or whatever, or how many people send you birthday cards or whatever. The true friendship are those connections that you have with people that are beyond time and space. And we all have those. We may not even realize we have those until somebody like says something or something happens, because it's maybe not somebody that we see very often or even communicate with very often. But those relationships are there. And in my mind, at least, they're the even more important ones, because those are the true connections that we have. And the last card that comes to us, oh, look at this. This is so funny. Signs. And we were just talking about signs. Signs are everywhere. They're in your dreams. Signs is really something that has been going throughout the whole reading. So again, a reminder to look at those signs. Now, we were just, on vacation, as I mentioned, and we were able to see friends that we don't see very often. And it's like you don't miss a beat. It's like we just picked up right where we left off a year ago, and it's and even better than before. So it's all of those things. That's a sign too. That's a sign that you're loved. We were at a restaurant, and we were just about to leave, and everybody was giving hugs, and there was a couple that we didn't know that stopped my husband as he was on his way to the bathroom and said, "What's going on? I mean, you guys are all hugging everybody. Everybody's hugging everybody. What's going on?" And so he had to explain to him that it's about friendship, right? And that it's just, we're so happy to see them again. And again, that's a sign. It's a sign that you're never alone. If you have friends that don't like live around you, or you don't see them very often, or maybe you've never even met them in person, maybe they're just on social media or something. Again, that's a reminder that you're never alone. Never alone. So notice the signs. Now, to sort of summarize all the cards that we've pulled today, we started off with have confidence. And that's a reminder, because we all need that, don't we? Something happens or somebody says something or whatever, and we feel not so confident. You are amazing. Don't ever forget that. So have confidence. And when you find yourself sort of falling off the wagon and feeling not so good about yourself, just think of this card. Think of this card as a reminder to have confidence. And then notice the signs. We talked about signs in the beginning of the reading, and we ended with the same message. Noticing those signs, they are all around you. And the more they're in, that you're thinking about it, the more that you're thinking of a certain thing, or even just seeing signs in general, the more you will notice. They're there. You just don't notice them. One time I was at a conference, and they were talking about the fifth world and going into the fifth world. And I had 5 of everything everywhere. 5, like seashells on the seashore, because this was in South Carolina. 5 of everything. Everything was about that fifth world, because I was thinking about that. More of those things came to me. So notice the signs. And then it's easier to notice the signs if you spend more time outdoors. And that whole connection with the earth. All of these cards, I think, remind us that we're never alone. So spending time outside when you can, certainly. And when you can, like being in Wisconsin, we can usually only do this in the summertime and not in the winter. Taking off your shoes and getting the connection with that earth. It's called earthing. And because shoes and the rubber and soles and things blocks that energy. So the more you can be barefoot, the better it is. Concrete is okay. Grass is best. Concrete's okay, but asphalt, something that's got tar in it, blocks the energy. So the more you can be outside, the more you can earth, connect with the earth, whether it's trees, the sun, the land you're walking on, grass, whatever it is. Spend more time outside when you can. And then pay attention to your dreams. Your dreams are speaking to you, and your dreams are helping you work out things that maybe you didn't get to or weren't aware of even throughout the day. So those dreams are really important for all of us. And this make a commitment card, make a commitment to all of these things, to being confident, to noticing the signs, to spending more time outdoors, and to pay attention to your dreams. And pay attention to your friendships, whether they're people that you see very often or not. Those true, meaningful relationships rather than, sort of the superficial things, the small talk, the how many people came to your birthday party or whatever. Those are friendships too. They're just not, I don't think, what this card is talking about. This card is talking about friendships. Oh, and there's one more thing that they want me to tell you. You also have a relationship with yourself, right? Are you your own best friend? I ask people that a lot. Would you like to spend time with you? Because you're a friend of yourself as well. Many of us kind of forget that, and we're not so nice to ourselves, right? We're critical of ourselves, and we're having a bad hair day, or we didn't do something well enough. Would we say that to a good friend? No, we wouldn't, of course. So make sure that you include yourself in the friendship reminder. And then again, we end with signs, right? Notice those signs. They're all around you. So I hope that you enjoyed the reading for this month. And remember, our mindset reminder is gratitude, which kind of goes along with all of these cards, actually, gratitude. Because the more you're grateful for things, the more things will come to you. And you will notice more things, hopefully, after this reading to be grateful for, because there are signs around you everywhere. You are never, ever, ever alone. So I hope you enjoyed today's reading. And next week, I will be back with a mindset for the single card reading. And then I'll think of something to talk about next week. So until next time, blessings. And remember, anything is possible as long as you believe in yourself. Well, thank you for joining me here at the Holistic Entrepreneur Show today. If you would like to learn how you can be a sought-after guest on popular podcasts, how to produce your own show, or even how to use content marketing to grow your business, go to bonnielinks.com and check out the offers that I have for you there. bonnielinks.com, BONNIELINKS.com, is also where you can sign up for my monthly newsletter, the Holistic Entrepreneur Update. It comes straight to your email with an update from me and all of the links to the last month's shows, just in case you missed anything. Now, this newsletter also gives you access to the show's guest gift page, where you can access all the great gifts from my guests over the years. And don't forget to subscribe to The Holistic Entrepreneur on your favorite podcast directory so that you'll automatically receive the newest episode when it's released. The Holistic Entrepreneur is brought to you by M&B Global Solutions.